Check it out. Decided to freestyle because I'm on my break and I just want to get back to work. I don't want to wait, but I gotta wait because that's the way that things often go. You ain't gonna stop me though, even if you brought a whole fucking temple of people that wanted to pray for my downfall slow, and they know that they ain't gonna get as far as they want to go with it. Like, they just won't switch the objective, still try to take me down. Everybody is reckless, everybody is sensitive like a clitoris, and it's getting into this, it's getting indigent. They're getting to the point where they can't read between the sentences that they're giving them, as in detention, suspension, then it gets to juvenile detention, then it gets to something worse, like you ruin your life's intentions by going down and getting locked in the penitentiary, and you do that for what they would say is half a century or more. That's like 50 plus with an L, and you ain't living well. You living in hell, you living in a cell, you ain't getting out and doing what you want to do, and that's awful too. I don't want that to bother you. I just want you to realize that there's other things, other stuff that you could be out trying to do. You could be rhyming to some kind of a crazy beat. You could be doing something nice. You could be running really fast. Like, if you got some crazy feat, like you were doing that, you accomplished a crazy feat. And if you got an awesome artist starring on your track, like you got a crazy feature, and you understand that, because I could be the one to give you the seat for sure, because this was reserved for the VIPs or the MVPs or whichever you want to call them, because they are the best MCs that can sit with me in this shit, because we see that this is the place to be, next to the amazing feat of Adam Stark, which is, he's always rapping for the people that haven't had the chance to hear some amazing ass bars that go around listening on the internet. They're trying to search, trying to do something great with good intentions and without ill intent, and they want to see what could happen. They want to see if they could grasp something crazy that couldn't get in their way, but it just hasn't happened yet. It's just gotten in their way. It's like a roadblock, but it just won't stop, because it's worse than that. It's like a fucking infrastructure of the Great Wall of China has just gotten in front of you, but you ain't gonna let it stop all of your rhyme words from getting out, because you just want to let it out, and you ain't gonna let anything just trap it. Like you got, damn it, like you got pissed and you just started screaming because it didn't go the way that you planned it. Like you fucking wanted to do some damage and you wanted to cause an impact with the words that you said, but it didn't get that much of its views that you wanted to garner from it, and that's just something that would piss you off. And you know Adam Stark is from it, the struggle that is, and that's one of the things that you know that's from the things that I bring, is I say things that are funny, silly, creative, or I will just say some real things. I could do it all in one rap at the same time, and I could bring different points and different ways to rhyme, different ways to recreate the infrastructure that we see coming out of our mind. And is it imaginative, or is it me just rapping the shit that I actually live? Or is it just some of it and some of it's not? Is it a mixture of that? Is it just gumbo in a pot? Is it just cooking and it's looking like it's going to be nice and it's going to be great, and it's going to be a place where we can just realize that you can look through eyes and see that this is just as old as the fucking Eisenhower administration, where you can see that this isn't something that you would see, that you claim that it is basic, because it's something that's been said that is just amazing, with a testament from people that can't predict the rest of it. I can say one word and then you won't get to the next 10 steps with your wits. You try to predict what I'm going to say, but it's not going to work. It's going to become something that's just going to get you awful in that mood. It's going to become an awful jerk, like this fucking fly that's following me all around, and I want you to get off here first. I just want you to get off the earth. I want your entire species to be extinct, please. You're useless, and all you do is get in front of my fucking way. You're smelling like tuna fish, and that's how bad you are. You're a fly about this small, but you smell like a guy that's about 10 feet tall, who's been fucking lacking any sort of hygienes. And this is hijinks. I'm just saying mean things because that's what this guy thinks. I say mean things. I insult things that get me pissed off. And you know this, because this god of rap is always on the map. And I always gotta rap. That's how I fucking express myself. And it tends to be dealt in the meanest way, because you know that this is a creative and a very mean display. This is a way to get my words out. And it works out like a fucking workout. But you know I also pass the workout like a supervisor on his work route. And you know that this is crazy, because there's entendres that come from Adam Stark when he words it imperfect, and if it's not perfect, it's at least close enough to it that it's going to be impervious. It's going to be worth it, going to be worth listening to, and you're going to get in this mood. You're going to be listening to the guy that isn't just rude. He is rude in a way, but he's also nice and amazing with displays that he becomes that he's became, because he has made it to the point of amazing, and it's great, and it's grazing, and it's brazen, and it's just fucking shrinking like the summer does to raisins when it's left out. And that's what MCs are now. They get left out, and that's what it's okay in a way, because the ones that suck, that's what they should do, and that's where they should be at, and that they shouldn't become in a way where they can gain space and gain exposure. They should die really quickly, like they gained exposure of heat rays and all UVs and all things like that, because you be seeing how dumb these new MCs be. Like, they should be fucking kicked out of this league. They should go to another league that they don't belong to either, and they should be over there. They should just get ethered. Like, every whack MC, they should kick them out and put them to fucking wrestling camp and see them meet the rest of their asses, get kicked really quick with like a fucking stick shift that's gonna get stick to the end of this shit, and you just missed it, your exit, because you were trying to listen to the words that coming out of my mouth when I'm spitting, because this shit is quick and it's getting mixed in like next quick. And you know, this shit, it never ends. You know, it's like I'm always fucking moving around, because forever it's gonna be where Adam Stark is always in motion doing things. I'm getting to be a positive promotion of myself, and it's one of the things that I do, even if it means I'm insulting myself too, because that means I'm not relying on other people. I'm doing things by myself, because that's one of the things that I see, and I can see that it's see-through for other people that know that there's not many people that have my back, but it's okay, because that's the way that I rap. I just say things that I actually feel, and then sometimes it's not how I feel, but it's just how I happen to attack the issues that come around me, because the tissues are just floundering in fucking blood from punching sluts in the fucking mouth. I say that, and now you see that I'm doing something now that is different, where I'm just saying some fiction because it's funny, and the shit is hitting, as far as metaphorically hitting, as in you heard it in your ears and you loved it, because it was something that was, you know, has been murdered for years, which is good punchlines, because we haven't heard those in a long time. It's like an ongoing investigation to find some good ones. And look, son, you ain't gonna beat me, even if you fucking made a photocopy of me and it was a wood one, and it was looking like fucking Wilson in the Island. That's from that one fucking movie, whatever it's called, with Tom Hanks, and he was dying and he was crying and he was wishing he was living a life that he wasn't lying. And then that's what actors do anyway, is they're lying, and that's where they're lying in. They're going to end up in the ground in a cemetery, lying in the dirt, and then they're going to be lying in the dirt like they were trying to find a different way to get inside of this little earth. But anyways, I'm just saying many things, doing many plays, coming up with many metaphors, entendres, and many plays, many ways to gain more space, more exposure, like I said before. But it's more that it needs more closure than ever before, because, you know, Adam Stark, he's always moving around. You see my entire body, there's not 1 inch resting, or, you know, you see that I'm one guy that's interesting, or maybe I'm very boring, and I'm always in motion, because there's not 1 inch a resting spot. Get it? Not 1 inch a resting spot, not 1 inch a resting spot. See, I just did a crazy double entendre just to make this sicker than it would be if you were watching some soccer and you just wanted to watch to see if a fight would come out, because that's the only reason I watch that sport. No offense, but that's the way that I'm coming at the things now, because I just say it the way I feel it, the way I watching things, how it becomes something different when it's people watch it to see the competition, but I'm only watching it to see if something's going to happen that wasn't part of the plan, and it's been admitted by me first, because I always keep it real, never keep it fake, and for keep's sake. And you know that Adam Stark is one of the MCs that rake in new fans in every way he can. That's why I always do freestyles, even if I feel like it's one of the things that people have noticed it's a lost art, it's a lost sport. It doesn't happen no more for all sorts of different reasons. Don't ask me why. Freestyling has been less popular than it was before, because it used to be on demand, and it was always heard, it was always observed, it was always requested. And now you see that these sessions are becoming more and more become thin, and each get stretched into different decibels, and the rest of it pulls to new other places. And I guess you could say there's a point to it, like decimals. I wanted to include that word anyway, because I just canceled it, and then I recanceled it. It's like I fired you, then I rehired you immediately, or I canceled your quitting. And you see that these MCs that can come up with amazing things like Adam Stark does, because Adam Stark's buzz is higher than fucking retarded bitch-ass BuzzFeed. I hate that website, but I wanted to compare my buzz to what their buzz feeds, and their buzz needs to stop being fucking shameful and ruining people's lives, because you know what they have is a hidden agenda behind theirs, and you see that, and if you don't, it's too painful. Alright, peace out. Just wanted to freestyle. I was on my break, and I'm going back, and I'm going to have to see what I can do for the rest of the day.